Now we're going to be heading over to Mola Lenghi. He's on Tybee Island, Georgia. Mola, things look a lot calmer where you are compared to Jamie, but I can still see that the surf is pretty rough. What's the situation where you are?
Well, yeah, Anne-Marie, we certainly don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but it seems that coastal Georgia may have been spared from the worst of Dorian. As you mentioned, still some choppy waters out here. We are still getting a little bit of rain. The occasional winds have been as high as about 50 miles per hour, but the storm surge and the subsequent flooding that was expected, that everyone was keeping an eye on, everyone was concerned about here in coastal Georgia, that was about 2 to 3 feet less than expected. So at this point, it seems that we may have dodged a bullet, but we are still keeping an eye on a couple of things, expecting about 2 more inches of rain throughout this morning and tropical storm-forced winds really throughout the day. So still some things to keep an eye on.
Yeah, because, when you have wind, sometimes you got trees coming down, you have the risk of power outages. What are authorities most concerned about in this area now that it seems like maybe they're not going to bear the brunt of the storm?
Yeah, just as you mentioned, those winds could topple trees, could down some power lines. We've got about 12,000 power outages just here in Chatham County alone. And again, we still got about 2 more inches of rain. So while the worst part of this storm, the worst part of Dorian appears to be offshore, appears to be off coast and headed further north, leaving coastal Georgia sort of in, behind it in the rear view, there are still a couple of those things to look out for. And of course, Anne-Marie, you just don't want people to get complacent, people to get comfortable before the storm is completely out of range.
Yeah, great advice. Mola Lenghi, thank you very much.